How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to do something a little different. I've had this question brewing in my mind for the past couple years now, ever since probably when I turned 30 in 2018. And this is when I started to become somewhat unhappy with my job, my former job. And that job was fairly high paying. It was pretty stressful, but not overbearingly stressful. So I decided to ask this question to the internet. And I wasn't even going to do a video about this, but the response I've got was pretty outstanding and I got some pretty cool answers, so I thought I'd share it. All right, so let's get to the question. I asked, why is everyone unhappy despite their success? I'm starting to see a pattern with people, including myself, who are in their 30s and have achieved relative success in their careers, but are still unhappy. Is this normal? Anyone out there in their 30s who make over 100K and are actually happy? Just before everyone thinks I'm depressed or something, don't worry, I'm not. I got like 3 comments suggesting that I go to therapy. I was just saying I was unhappy for dramatic effect. I'm not actually unhappy. Maybe I was unhappy before I left my job. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But right now, at this very moment, pretty happy. I posted this question on the FIRE subreddit, which stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. And I must say, there are some pretty smart people out there. So starting off with the first comment, I'll say for my personal career dissatisfaction is because I work in something I never thought I'd do. It's a decent job, but I don't believe it provides a societal benefit. And believe me, I know there are far worse problems to have than what I'm describing. It's now at a point where switching careers would mean a heavy pay cut, so for now, I power through in pursuit of financial independence so I can later take a job more aligned with my personal interests/values. I've seen this comment a lot actually from people that say that they want to have a job that provides a societal benefit. And this person also mentions that he is at a point in his career where switching careers would mean a heavy pay cut, and he just powers through a job that he hates so that he can reach his long-term goals faster. And this definitely was true for me, and I can see how this can be true for a lot of people too. All right, next comment. Take it from someone in their mid-50s. 30s is your midlife, for lack of the better term. You're halfway to wherever you're headed. And whenever someone uses your incorrectly, it's always they always lose credibility. And in that period of your life, there is so many things going on, and you begin to question from family, marriage, job, social acceptance, start losing a little bit of your youth mojo, and the list goes on. You will most likely navigate through the tough times of your 30s since you are aware of it and really begin to start living in your 40s again. Start making a list of goals and wants that you feel will make you happy and read them and adjust them every month. And personally, I think you will find your path. That's cool. So your 30s suck, but it gets better in your 40s. So looking forward to my 40s. All right, so next one. Being unhappy is a natural state for humans. Being happy kills drive, kills innovation, kills the reason for forward movement. The drive to find a better life has made us farmers, started governments, discovering new continents, and have put a man on the moon. None of it would have happened if we were happy and sat eating a fruit under a tree in the savannah. We strive to be happy, but we can only be there for a short time because the natural state is to always find that thing that would magically transform us to happy people. This is the reason why commercials have always had an effect, even though we all think that we are the one person that are immune to commercials. Really like that one. I don't know if he came up with it by himself, but it's really very philosophical. All right, the next one I really like too. To quote the French philosopher Montesquieu, if we only wanted to be happy, it would be easy. But we want to be happier than other people, and that is almost always difficult since we think them happier than they are. Oh, so good and so true. A lot of people who report leaving social media say that they are happier after they left social media, because people who post on Facebook and Instagram, they post their happiest images, and that's not really them, and you can't compete with that. A lot of people on this post even say to delete social media, and I don't think you need to go to that far of extreme. I think there are good aspects of social media and bad aspects of social media. I think as long as you can embrace the good and filter out the bad, as long as you kind of realize that people's posts on Instagram it's not really them. You don't have to, compete with them. Your life is boring. Their life is boring too. They're not happier than you are. Just kind of understand that part. I think if you're able to embrace the good, filter out the bad, I think you should be okay. All right, so the next post I want to talk about actually is just a response to a post, and I'll read this post right now. I've thought about this a lot over the past few years. I think the key to happiness for myself and for most people is to have a job that you somewhat enjoy, pays well enough to live comfortably off of while still saving some, and gives you plenty of time off, 40 hours per week, and holidays/vacations, and spending a lot of time with people that are important to you, preferably sometime every day, and keeping yourself healthy. I think most people will be happier doing these things than working long hours or working a job they hate and making twice or more as much. Well, I respond to him. Have you done this yourself and actually found happiness? Just curious if you're speaking from experience. If so, how long have you been able to sustain this happiness? And then spoiler alert, later he responds that no, he hasn't been doing this himself. This is just something that he thinks will bring him happiness. So this response I really like. So this person says, I have all this stuff. Husband and I make just over 100K living in MCOL, which means, I have to look this up, medium cost of living city. MCOL city job, and I somewhat enjoy 37.5 hours work week, 4 weeks vacation plus stat. I don't know what that means. Plus stat and sick days, spending a lot of time with husband and dog, making an effort to eat healthy and get a bit of exercise each day. I walk the dog and do yoga, and I'm not happy. One issue is that we're struggling with infertility. I also feel like I probably need more friends that I see on a regular basis. Why are good friends so hard to find in your 30s? Objectively, I have so many good things going for me, and I just can't seem to hold on to any sort of happiness. It's this type of comment that I think is more common than we think, where people who look like they have it all, they are still unhappy for one reason or the other. They always find something that they're unhappy about. And this person, she thinks it's probably because of her infertility, but she has pretty much everything else going on for her, but she's still unhappy. And maybe this is just like that other post says, maybe being unhappy, at least a little bit unhappy, is just part of being human. And maybe it's not all a bad thing. It's part of being human, and it just makes us more ambitious. Another theme that came up is people who say that they are unhappy, or they say that people are unhappy because people lack meaning. So in this comment, this person comments a YouTube video where if you click on that YouTube video, it takes you to a video from a lecture from Jordan Peterson, who is a Yale University psychology professor. And he says, this is a rabbit hole to go down. Essentially, the answer to your question is people on average lack meaning. And another person also comments, in my humble opinion, because most people lack meaning. So this is kind of similar to that other post that says that people want to have purpose in their job. They want to have a job that provides societal benefit. And that is why most people are unhappy, because most people don't have that. All right, next topic. This person says, When you are younger, you are advancing your career. Things are new and exciting. Many people are also settling down, marrying, and starting a family. At a certain point, your career trajectory flattens out and things stop being new and exciting. This tends to track perfectly with report happiness, which bottoms in your mid 40s and starts rebounding as you get older. This is so-called the midlife crisis. As others pointed out, money and career success do not buy happiness, except perhaps in the short term. Another person, I think 30s are a time of shifting priorities, and that's completely normal, unrelated to success/income, to feel restlessness and desire for more out of life. All right, so I take back my previous statement about looking forward to my 40s, because I guess happiness bottoms out in your 40s. I think this guy is probably a little bit more credible because his grammar is better. He uses your correctly, and he actually mentions that he seems to be referencing a study of saying that reported happiness bottoms in your 40s. So that kind of sucks that reported happiness is the lowest in your mid 40s, but I would imagine that it would be avoidable if you play your 20s and your 30s correctly. But the problem with that is that most people in their 20s and 30s, they want to live life to its fullest while they're still young and they still have relative freedom. But this causes them to want more and more. They want to travel the world and see as much as they can, as early as they can. They want to buy and have nice possessions, have a nice car, a fast car, expensive car. They want to sleep around with many women instead of committing to a relationship. And this causes them to want more and more. And this feeling of wanting more actually ironically leads them to unhappiness. Speaking of committed relationships, a lot of people who report happiness give credit, or at least some type of credit, to their wife. So a lot of people give credit to their wife. For some reason, no one gives credit to their husband. I think maybe because a lot of people who post on the Fire subreddit are men. So just to be fair. All right, so I'm just gonna run through this really quick. I'm gonna skip a lot. So this person says, I'm married to a wife that I adore, and we've been married for 5 years. Another one says, let's see, here we go. I have some great friends, not a lot of good ones, and a fantastic wife. Another one says, I have a wife who shares my goals and interests. And another one says, I have a great wife who is hot. All right, so let's go through one more comment because this video is getting pretty long. This person says, happiness is not an achievement that's attained after X amount of dollars or finishing school. Happiness is a conscious decision and something you have to work at every day. Drink filtered water, exercise, take a multivitamin, make sure you get plenty of sleep, and eat better foods. I mean, this guy started off pretty cool, pretty good. But as soon as he said drink filtered water, I don't know about that. Hey, maybe that's why I'm generally pretty happy, because I drink filtered water. So maybe that guy has something. Maybe he's figured something out there. So what did we learn? We learned that it's probably normal to be unhappy in your 30s, at least somewhat unhappy. We learned that we should find meaning either through our jobs or just meaning in general. We didn't really go through this that much, but there's also a theme that people who report happiness have a lot of good social connections with their friends, their family, loved ones. They have good social connections, but not just through social media. Get off of that. We also learned that we should find a great wife or significant other. And we also learned that we should drink filtered water. Very important, drink filtered water. That was a very different type of video than we normally do. That was more about the pursuit of happiness rather than the pursuit of money. And even though this channel is more about the pursuit of money, we're really just all after the same thing here. We just want to be happy. And even though money itself won't bring you happiness directly, it's still pretty much a prerequisite because you need money in order to feel secure about your future. You need it to have the freedom to build relationships and pursue things that you are interested in. So if you want to be happy, subscribe to this channel or you'll be cursed to misery for the next 7 years. All right, until next time, thanks for watching.